Welcome to CUWFalcons.com. I'm joined here by women's golf head coach Charlie Averkamp to talk about the NACC Championships coming up this weekend. Coach, before we get into that, let's get an assessment of the season, how things have been going.
So far, it's been a good season, but obviously with the NACC Championships coming up here, that's what we base our whole season off of, and we want to be playing our best golf going into this weekend.
You have been playing well. You have 3 first-place finishes this year. You've kind of rotated your lineup a little bit this season. Talk about that.
Well, it's a nice feature that we have this year. We have 6, 7 golfers that really come out every day to practice. They really can play the game, and they play the game the right way. And I think they all deserve opportunities, and they've all done a great job so far.
They've had their opportunities. You have a younger roster with 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, 2 freshmen. Giving some of the younger ones the experience early in their careers, how important is that?
I think it's huge. I think anytime that you come into college, you're obviously going to be a little nervous. So I think getting them ready to go at the beginning of the season was huge for us, and they've all really come together. And this weekend's going to, be a big test for us.
NACC Championships coming up this weekend, back-to-back defending champions. What pressures is the team under this year?
Well, obviously there's a little bit of pressure. You obviously want to come back and defend your title, but I think that's a position that they've earned. And I think that's right where we want to be. We want to be a team that people are gunning for and people that they want to beat us. So I think that we'll be ready to play this weekend.
Going into the championships, obviously you face the pressure. What preparations have your golfers been doing?
Well, last week we went up to Trapper's Turn in the Dells and played the course with Edgewood, Wisconsin Lutheran. So I think just getting familiar with the course will definitely help. We've really been working on our short game. That's where we can make up a lot of strokes. And, hopefully the weather will be nice. That's the biggest thing.
Finally, the last 2 years going to the championships, you've been the top dog by quite a few strokes. This year, not the story. Aurora's come out of nowhere. They're up by 16 on you guys on average. What do you need to do to knock them off?
Well, I think it's going to be just a testament to the hard work we put in. Once we go out there this weekend, I think that the head-to-head battles that we're going to have, the mentally stronger team is going to come out victorious.
All right, thanks, Coach. Welcome back to CUWFalcons.com. Part 2 of the Women's Golf NACC Championship preview. I'm joined here by Nina Puch. Nina, let's talk about your season so far. You're averaging at 89, but as of late, your last 2 tournaments, you're medalists. You're really starting to turn it on. Talk about this season, how it's been going.
I definitely struggled at the beginning of the year. I was in the 90s a lot, just struggled with my swing, hitting greens in regulation. But I hit a groove the last couple of weeks. I started hitting greens in regulation, started making some putts. So my swing's really looking good, and I'm looking good for the tournament.
Saying that, despite being third in the NACC and scoring average, it sounds like you're really finding where you need to be going into the championships, where you were medalists last year.
Yeah, my swing definitely is looking good. So the key to me being successful is hitting greens, and that just means hitting my irons well. And I have been hitting my irons well, so once I hit the greens, it's just putting, and I feel like I'm the only one that can beat myself. It's really just a battle against myself, so I'm just kind of playing that mental game.
The NACC Championship coming up this weekend, how have you personally been preparing for that?
Mostly working on my short game, because that saves a lot of strokes. So even if I don't hit the greens of regulation, I save strokes by chipping and putting well. So that's just a focus, short game and short game, short game.
Obviously, you're preparing and getting ready, but the team as a whole, the team is younger this year. How are you helping some of the younger players prepare for a championship that is going to be a little more stressful than a regular tournament?
We definitely have a lot of young girls. We have 2 sophomores and 2 freshmen that 3 of them have not played in this type of situation, and it is quite stressful. So I'm just trying to keep them calmed down, just make sure that they take this like a normal tournament. And one thing I'm going to do is, for some of the players, is I'm going to make them do like a mock go through. So I'll take them to the range and make them imagine the hole. So it's like the first hole. You can't pull out the driver, so you have to hit your wood. Okay, you hit it well. Okay, it's about, let's say you hit that ball 200 yards. You're probably like 150 out. Take out your 150 club. See if you can just try and do it hole by hole. Get them used to hitting a different club every single swing, and just kind of mentally prepare them and just trying to relax them, because if they relax out there, they'll just be just fine.
The weather this fall has been unique. Let's say that it's up and down all over the place. Projected Saturday 48, Sunday 51, Monday 53. Not the warmest. How do you get ready for temperatures that are going to be much colder than what it should be?
It's very hard for golf because you cannot constrict your swing. So usually you play cold because you can't have that many layers on. So you try and limit the layers and make the layers as thin and as movable as possible. So a lot of Under Armour. You rarely use jackets because it constricts the shoulders, but usually play cold, and you wear the jacket between shots. You wear the jacket between shots, try and take a lot of practice swings to make sure you're warm, and you just don't want to thin the ball because your hands start hurting after that.
All right, thanks, Nina. Stay tuned to CUWFalcons.com for an update on the women's golf team as they go for their third consecutive NACC Championship.